You're listening to the Public Health Entrepreneurs Podcast with your host, Dr. Charlotte Huntley. Greetings, everyone, and thank you for joining me on this episode. On this podcast, we explore topics of interest for professionals at this intersection of public health and entrepreneurship. My name is Dr. Charlotte Huntley, and I'm thrilled that you've decided to join me on this episode. Now, I'm a public health entrepreneur with well over 20 years of experience in both public health and healthcare, and I've been a podcaster since 2017. I've supported many entrepreneurs along the way. Today's episode is one that is, I think, especially valuable and important for you no matter where you are on the journey. It is specifically helpful for public health consultants, but any type of entrepreneur in public health will be able to pull from these tips and find some really helpful information here. Okay. So networking is important for public health consultants. It helps you connect with other professionals in the field and stay informed about the latest research and trends and to discover opportunities for collaboration. So let's go over some tips that I have. These are really my best tips. That doesn't mean that you have to take everything that I'm sharing and incorporate it. Maybe you listen to everything I have to say and there's only one thing that really stands out to you that you feel that can be useful, then that's great. You've got something that can be helpful for you. Let's jump in. The first thing I want to share is to stay informed. Keep up with the latest research, trends, and best practices in public health. This knowledge can help make a valuable resource and conversation partner for any networking setting. My next tip is to attend conferences and seminars. Public health conferences and workshops, all types of seminars are excellent opportunities to meet other professionals, to exchange ideas, and to learn about new developments in the field. I know a lot of us we like to attend conferences, and sometimes preparing from them can be a little daunting. It can be very overwhelming if it's a really large conference. So maybe in a future episode, I'll share some tips around preparing for those conferences, like what you should do before the conference, how you can engage and maximize your time while you're at the conference, and then also what to do afterwards and follow up. But for right now, this is just a general tip for networking is attending conferences and seminars, workshops, anything that can help you to meet and engage with other professionals. All right, my third tip for you, participate in professional organizations. So joining either local, state, international public health associations can help you connect with peers and provide access to other events. All right, another tip for you is to leverage social media. And I'm going to add in here, of course, you know by now that I'm really a big fan of using LinkedIn. So using LinkedIn or other platforms like Twitter or X. I still have a hard time getting used to saying X, but using these platforms can help you connect with other public health professionals and share relevant content and participate in discussions. This can just help you build your online presence and stay visible within your community. Another tip for you is to collaborate on projects. Now, this is one you have to take a lot into consideration because, when you're working with someone else, there's so many things to consider. But look for opportunities to collaborate with other consultants, researchers, organizations on public health projects. This can help you expand your network and lead to new opportunities. My next tip for you is to volunteer your expertise. Yes, I did say that. Now, I don't expect you to volunteer all the time. And as you continue to grow your business, you have to really set boundaries and have expectations or maybe set limitations for yourself on where you're volunteering your expertise. Be really strategic about this. But offering to speak at certain events, especially if these events are filled with your ideal clients, you may decide to volunteer to speak. You don't have to get paid to speak at every single event. That is your choice. You make those decisions. But you may be considering if you're volunteering at certain events, especially, like I said, the ones where your ideal clients are the audience and you're able to share more about yourself. It's an excellent opportunity, not only for networking, but for potentially attracting new clients and getting more work for your business. But contribute to publications is another way to volunteer. Mentor emerging public health professionals, depending on, again, thinking about it in a little bit of a strategic way. How is this helping to serve my networking goals and getting me closer to connecting with the type of people that I want in my community? But volunteering your expertise can help you gain visibility and build relationships. Here's another tip for you. Seek out mentorship. Connect with experienced public health professionals who can offer guidance and insights into the industry. They can also introduce you to others in their network. I think sometimes mentorship is overlooked. You have to decide, when you can be the mentor. But no matter where you are in stage of business, I think seeking out, now this is different from a coach. I think a coach is excellent investment, but a mentor is a little different. Look for those oftentimes, and this is almost sad to see, but those senior level professionals who've been in the field and state agencies and positions for years and years and about to retire, they don't get the respect they deserve sometimes. And in my opinion, they can feel overlooked and overworked, and they're not the latest and greatest. And so they can sort of be overlooked as a resource. But I think a genuine approach to seeking out a mentor who has this experience, who's willing to offer guidance and meet with you and share insights is a valuable resource and a really good move. I've personally done this myself, and I just think it's very rewarding in so many ways. Absolutely for networking benefits, but even beyond that. Okay, another tip for you. Host an event or workshop. You've heard me mention this in the past for helping, tips for getting started, but hosting events or networks is a great way to help you in terms of networking. So you can organize an event, workshop, bring together professionals in your area of expertise. This can help position you as a leader in the field and help you establish new connections. Here's another one. Build relationships with academia. Now, collaborate with universities and research institutions. This can lead to the type of partnerships on research projects or helping you with speaking engagements, as well as access to talented students and faculty. It can be very rewarding networking type of exercise or activity. Also, engage with government and nonprofit organizations, meaning connect with individuals working within government agencies and nonprofit focused on public health. This is a great way to open up opportunities for consulting, grants, even policy work. Okay, my next tip is one that I really want you to, if you don't take anything else away, take this one. Follow up. There's so much gold in the follow-up, and most people will fizzle out on that. So I don't have it perfected. So I'm not saying I'm the gold standard, but I think that follow-up is so important. I know that follow-up has been a very good use of effort for me and time well spent. Even if the follow-up takes, have several steps in your follow-up process, I think it's really important. So after meeting with someone, send a personalized follow-up message to keep the connection alive. This demonstrates your interest and helps maintain the relationship. Another tip for you is to practice active listening. Show interest in what others are saying and ask thoughtful questions. Being an active listener, it takes practice, okay? But being an active listener can help you better understand their needs and how you can collaborate. Another tip is to be a problem solver. Now, that comes naturally for myself and for a lot of you who are listening. Offer solutions to challenges faced by others in the field. Being seen as a resourceful problem solver can enhance your reputation and also expand your network. And I'll share one more tip and then we'll just kind of wrap it up. My final tip for you is to stay connected. Keep in touch with your network by sharing relevant updates, congratulating others on their achievements, and supporting their work. This is something that I think it's a part of nurturing. Once you meet someone, maybe you meet them in person at a conference, and then you practice that follow-up like I mentioned before, and then stay connected. Sometimes if we use social media, so if we meet in person at a conference and then we follow up with them afterwards and then we stay connected through social media, this is a great way, especially LinkedIn. This is a great way to really maximize your networking efforts because staying connected, sometimes it could be months or sometimes years before it moves to a client type of or sales call or conversation. You may meet someone and they're just interesting, which is wonderful. And you follow up with them and you stay connected. You follow their posts on LinkedIn, you engage with them. And over time, they get to know you a little bit better. You get to know them a little bit better. And it may lead to a few things. It may lead to them introducing you to a client opportunity, or they may become a client or, need the services that you offer through your business. So by staying engaged with the public health community and consistently building relationships. That's really important there. All of these networking efforts, that's why I hammered in on the follow-up and the staying connected. Remember, these are individuals. We are using social media sometimes to help leverage our ability to stay connected. And sometimes that level of connection, you may not be messaging all the time. Maybe it's just seeing their posts and lightly engaging, but it's all about really striving to build relationships. You can expand your network by doing this, and you can grow your business as a public health consultant. All right. As we wrap up this episode, I'd like to remind you to help us. This is another ask. I ask it on every episode. It's really important. I enjoy sharing this information with you, and I'm asking you to help us to just spread the word about this podcast. There are easy ways that you can do this. You can share directly through the podcast app that you're listening in right now. You can also share our website, which is publichealthentrepreneurs.com. And also, the one that I get all excited about is writing a favorable review in Apple Podcasts. That is one of the best ways to help draw people to our podcast. It will, you know how it is with the reviews. We read reviews that helps us decide to buy a product or participate in an event. So if you are enjoying these podcasts so far, then I ask you to help us by writing a favorable review in Apple Podcasts. Whichever option you choose, I sincerely thank you for sharing this podcast and helping us spread the word about the resource. All right, everyone. Until next time, have a fantastic rest of your day. Thank you for listening. Visit publichealthentrepreneurs.com to learn more.